Hello, welcome. In this video, we're going to look at some of the past paper questions from previous Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education Chemistry exams. For the start, we're going to look at the KCSE 2011 Paper 1, Question 25. Now, I have been showing you the different concepts, and today is a great opportunity for you to see how they are tested in the national exams. So this question was, state the Gay-Lussac's law. In one of my previous videos, I explained the Gay-Lussac's law and even went deeper further and gave you a few examples on how to work with Gay-Lussac's law. So just to remind you, we'd say that the Gay-Lussac's law states that when volumes react, they do so in volumes that bear a simple ratio to one another and to the volumes of the products if gaseous, temperature and pressure remaining constant. So that is the statement that you should have written for that first part. In the second part of the question, it goes that 10 cubic centimeters of a gaseous hydrocarbon C2H required 30 cubic centimeters of oxygen for complete combustion. If steam and 20 cubic centimeters of carbon dioxide were produced, what is the value of X? Now, you remember that we said, according to the Gay-Lussac's law, the first thing we need to write here is the equation. Then you shall use the volume ratios to get the coefficients that are used for balancing this equation. So this is how it goes. Now our hydrocarbon is C2H. We don't know the value of X, but you know that it is a gaseous one, so we put G for gaseous. Then if it's complete combustion, it means that it must be burning in oxygen. So we have oxygen gas. And hydrocarbons, they burn in oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. So the products for this reaction is carbon dioxide and water. Now the water is in gaseous state because you can see we have said here if steam and 20 cubic centimeters of carbon dioxide were produced. So that means we maintain the water as gaseous state. The next thing now is to plug in the volume ratios that you have. So we've been told that 10 cubic centimeters of this gaseous hydrocarbon was completely reacted with 30 cubic centimeters of oxygen gas to provide us with 20 cubic centimeters of carbon dioxide and steam. As you can see, we've not been provided the amount of steam that was produced. So we shall use the volume ratios to try and predict that. So since we are talking about Gay-Lussac's law, then we get the simplest ratio for all these volumes. We divide by the smallest volume number. So among all these three, we have 10 as the smallest. So we divide everything by 10 cubic centimeters. Now, once you do that, you'll end up with this one is going to give you a 1, this one is going to give you a 3, and this one is going to give you a 2. So that means the balancing numbers or the coefficients for balancing this equation are 1, 3, and 2 for the gaseous hydrocarbon, for oxygen, and for carbon dioxide. So I'm going to rewrite this equation now with the coefficients for balancing. Now, if the coefficient is 1, we don't usually write 1 before it, we just leave it. Good. Now that we have the balancing numbers or the coefficients for this equation, then we need to check if everything is balancing well. The number of carbons here is 2 and here is 2, so it is balanced. Then the number of hydrogen is hidden. That is what you're trying to look for. So we'd leave it out for now and find out the number of oxygen. The number of oxygen in this left hand side 6, that is 3 times 2. But on the product side, which is the right hand side, we have 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1, which is 5. So they are not yet balanced. So for this kind of reaction to take place, we have to balance the number of oxygens. And that can be done by adding a 2 before the steam in order to make it 4 plus 2. So if we added a 2 right here, then the number of oxygen has balanced. Now that provides us a hint of how many hydrogens are present on this side. Now on this side we now have 2 times 2, which is giving us a total of 4 hydrogens. And that means that the total number of hydrogen on this other side must be 4. Therefore, it follows that if we had Hx is equals to, let's say, 4H. So what is X? We'll cross out the H and we'll end up with X is equal to 4. So there, the value of X is 4. As simple as that, and you have your marks in the national exam. So make sure that you give this video a like, and if you have any other KCSE question that you would like me to work out, please leave it down on the comments there, and you are going to get, maybe I'll put it in the next video, or I'll even reach out to you. So that is it for today. See you next time.